This full moon's intensity and abundant change is liberating us to step on our new path. Hi, I'm Karina, your healing arts astrologer, and I'm here to give you the full moon in Cancer report. The full moon in Cancer is happening at 23 degrees of Cancer on January 13th at 2:26 p.m. Now, the day before this full moon, the nodes of fate are changing signs to Pisces and Virgo, meaning lots of changes of fate and destiny, ending this 18-month cycle. Now, the nodes have to do with the eclipses. So eclipses shift and change things, unexpected sudden shifts and events in this particular area of your chart. Now, the moon is conjunct Mars and Cancer, giving this emotional intensity and frustration. We might be fighting these changes that are needed to step into the new timeline that requires hard work and diligence as we hold on tight to our comforts, familiarity, and the easy life. We are being asked to take some time and space to move through these changes as we are transforming into the cocoon, preparing for the transformation into a butterfly for the spring. Now, the Nodes of Change video is in the link below or here, and it will let you know all about the North Node in Pisces, South Node in Virgo. Let me share the screen. I'm wearing my moonstone necklace because the moonstone is for the Cancer energy. I also got my moonstone earrings and that a little bit of blue eyeshadow for the depth of waters that this energy has. Now, Cancer is a cardinal water sign. It initiates emotions. It initiates things. Its opposite is the Earth Capricorn, which is the karmic hard worker. So the Mars retrograde right here is conjunct this full moon. That is a lot of this aggressive, more assertive energy. So the moon and Mars are merging its energies, and the energy of the moon can bring up frustrations, irritations, moodiness, passive aggressiveness, tendencies, and extra energy. So with that being said, this full moon is a good time to get your hard workouts in at the gym, or because it's in Cancer at home. If you're just like hiding from the rest of the world, you want to be careful for crazy drivers and people popping off, because full moons are intense with Mars involved, period. There will be a focus on home and mother because of Cancer and emotional security. The masculine is going inward. So he's working on his plan of action and attack. He wants to work in his emotional life to make it feel secure and safe. And how his relationships with his mother has affected his relationships in his current life. Now, Pluto is staring across the sky from the full moon and Mars, which is the intensity, right? But now that Mars is in Cancer, it's not quite as intense as Mars in a fire sign of Leo. Pluto, the sun is applying to Pluto. So our energy, our vitality, also Leos are seeing the transformation ahead into the future. And that's kind of what's helping a lot of people through this harder time is seeing and intuiting the future that is ahead of this transformation. So it's like we're in the cocoon and we intuitively know that there's something more, gifts of abundance is going to be gifted to us, like growing the wings and being a butterfly and flying away. Like we might not know what it looks like, but we know that it's available to us. Now, Pluto is giving this full moon the intense transformational feel of our intuitive knowing and a peek into the work that is ahead to create the future that we desire. There is a harmonious energy flow to Neptune and the new North Node in Pisces, giving us the comfort of knowing that we will have the support from the universe to build the future through our hard work, diligence, and overcoming the restrictions. We will be seeing into the future with hope, able to feel information because of its depth of feeling in the Piscean energy. It's giving us a desire to connect deeply, feeling empathy and compassion for those around us. Okay, and that's Pisces. Pisces has no boundaries. It merges with energies around. That's why Pisces are so intuitive, psychic, and could be very emotional. All right, so we have Venus in Pisces, and it's conjunct Saturn. But let's just talk a little bit about Venus in Pisces. It's the love and money that is in exaltation. So the money and the love is flowing eagerly, getting us our blessings in which we have given out. So it's like this karma because Saturn is the planet of karma. And so whatever we've given out, we're receiving back. We may feel that we are getting lost and others are merging, connecting as one. This could be painful, but it could be exhilarating and exciting and fun and dreamy, right? So Pisces rules defeat. We are being guided to return to the path that leads us within. So also be mindful of delusions, deceptions, and trickery, because Neptune is the shapeshifter, god of the sea, and the planet of illusion, and Neptune recognizes the deeper reality behind outer illusions. And Saturn and Venus conjunct here, they're blending their energies in Pisces. Venus and Saturn is blending its energies in Pisces. And this is about pressures around ending karmic relationships of utility and feeling the duty to fully align with certain soulmates in a long-term committed relationship that feels like a twin flame based on mutual love, care, and respect. We are feeling pushed to evolve in ways that deepen our relationships with ourselves and with others. Letting go of the relationships that are surface or have been accessible in comfortable ways, keeping us stuck in stagnant energy. We are stepping into the commitments that will sustain the test of time. That's Saturn. Saturn brings limitations and restrictions, so we may feel like we are taking steps backwards, feeling the weight of Saturn, making us work harder for our relationships and creating more financial abundance and growth through that hard work and diligence. Letting go of control and outcome is helping us to smoothly transition into the new shifts and changes. This full moon is ruled by the moon because Cancer is ruled by the moon. And this full moon is in Cancer, and it's having a conversation with Uranus, right here. And this conversation with Uranus is about opportunity and potential and possibilities of these energies. The energies of liberating change in our values, cultivating financial prosperity through our resourceful work in the natural world, and having the motivation to drive and to connect with our feelings through caring for ourselves and others. Uranus is also having a conversation of harmony and support, knowing that our abundance that we are receiving from the energy we've been giving to our dedication and commitments to the process, that we are now actualizing our potential for sustainable interest and vitality in our developments to improving our lives and the lives of others, because that has to do with this Sun in Capricorn, Uranus in Taurus, and the South Node in Virgo. And they're all trining very beautifully here. It looks like there is a T-square happening. And this is of tension, but through the tension comes the opportunity. So we are, yes, going through a lot in our relationships, and there are some that are ending and there's some that are like growing into these fruitful opportunities of getting to know our soul, evolving our soul, and understanding parts of ourselves that maybe we didn't understand or see before, or having this kind of connection is pulling us out of our shell, because Cancer is the shell. And I'm going to read the 23rd degree of Cancer in the good old Inside Degrees book. This is about a man putting together pieces of broken pottery. Nothing works anymore. The form of things is breaking apart. In your mind's eye, you can remember how it once went, and you can certainly try to put it back together as it was. There is something about doing this that teaches you all kinds of things. And when you are called inside to reconstruct the old world and somehow keep it together one way or the other, you must do it. One lesson you will eventually learn is how the mind works and why it is convenienced that this task is so very necessary. But meanwhile, there is an elegance, sophistication, a cultured touch and sensibility that provides entry into so many fascinating worlds. Karmic recapitulation, nope, nosy, recapitulation, going back to the same places to do the same things can be quite a story to tell. Every bit of it is ebbing as it happens. All of your constructions in their mind and outer form cannot hold on much longer. but the ego mind is most tenacious and insistent in such destiny urges, hoping to postpone the deluge one more delicious moment. Yep, that's what I love about this book. There's always new words to learn. Didn't pronounce all those right. I'll tell you that right now. But I am going to get in the card reading for this full moon in Cancer. I'm going to start with the Flowers of Life deck. And then I will do the tarot. Ooh, didn't take that long. Universal law. So everything in the universe consists of energy formed into different vibrations. All this experience is created in this life is the result of the magnetic law of attraction. Through this law, energies of the same type come together. Whatever you focus on will come into your life. The universe will never judge you, and as such makes no distinction between good and bad. It only organizes energies according to similarity. Today, create a vision of your life, feel your vision, feel that feeling, and radiate it through your mind, body, and spirit. Hold that feeling, meditate on it, become it, and very soon you will have many manifestations of your highest vision of your life. So this is a good time for manifestation and creating your dreams and your future. So this is the tarot deck from Joshua Tree. And I'm going to pick this one. I'm going to see if anything else wants to come out. Okay, that one was more accurate here. Kind of upside down like, but they're both stairs, which is interesting. So the Page of Pentacles and the Seven of Swords, if you look at these two cards, there is elevation, evolution to happen. As you can see, staircases are ways to move up in the world, but stairs, you must take the steps necessary to get there. And I really feel that this energy is all about like, hey, you can reach for the stars. You can get to that ribbon of success that you desire, but you're going to have to put in the work. So let's just see the gist of these cards in this book and see what it has to say. Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords, I can trust myself. So illusions, dishonesty, trickery, and that all has to do with what I talked about with Neptune and the North Node in Pisces. All that Neptune and the North Node being in Pisces, and Saturn being in Pisces, and Venus being in Pisces. We can't like trick ourselves, but we can, right? So we can trick ourselves, but we have to understand that where reality and delusions, or what we want to happen and what we want someone to look like, or do we have these rose-colored glasses on? Write down what you know to be true to anchor yourself in reality. You might start with something as simple as the color of your shirt or the time of day. Over time, it may become more complex. Also, it was a really good time for deep breath work. So let's see what the reverse card, if you want to see change, you need to be the change first. Transform yourself, and you will transform the world. The inverted Seven of Swords urges you to start with yourself. Get clear on where you're denying yourself to ascent to your full potential. Free yourself from old patterns of thought. Rather than telling yourself the same old truths that are no more than illusions, create an opening to live a new story today. Even small adjustments to your behavior can shift who you are becoming over time. In this interconnected universe, your actions matter and your authenticity is always warranted. Dare to be yourself. So we could all just create lies in our head to protect ourselves. And these lies that we tell ourselves, we view as truths because we've believed our lies for so long that they've become true, whether that is about a person, a situation, but they're ways of protecting ourselves from harm or getting hurt, right? So that is, this card is saying I could trust myself. Trust yourself in your intuitions, but understand where you tell yourself false truths to protect yourself. So understand where the illusion and dishonesty that you do to trick yourself into believing certain things for protection. Okay. And then the Page of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles. Here it is. So this one is about the step-by-step to learn the way. Method, patience, persistence, and that has to do with Saturn. So learn a new skill, however big or small. Be a beginner at something, and buy a book, watch tutorials, or listen to a podcast on the matter. So this is telling us to try something new. Step into the unknown, learn something new, whether that is a new skill or you are trying something that you never tried before, right? And just see the outcome. You will feel overwhelmed if you fixate on the final step before tackling the early ones. So don't go ahead of yourself. You can't climb the stairs that are yet to be constructed. Instead of trying to find a shortcut to your ultimate goal, start with the base. A tree only grows tall by being deeply rooted in the ground, and it doesn't happen overnight. So tackle what needs to be laid out first to be securely built upon. This is a time to shift to a steady approach and strategize each step. Impatience will only cause mistakes that delay the process in the long run. Practice diligence and embrace a beginner's attitude to persist over time. To you, this might not be the most exciting way to go about your vision, but it will ground it in reality, which is ultimately how it becomes achievable. Step by step leads to where we are going. Now, that was also reversed. So I just read the shadows for both of those cards, which they're very similar. All right, moving on to, I wanted to pull from Alice in Wonderland deck because Alice in Wonderland seems very appropriate for this full moon with the aspects to Neptune and lots of Pisces energy, which is Alice in Wonderland. And you have to think too, Neptune and Pisces kind of rules the whole like Hollywood area, and that's up in flames, you know? What is happening here? Find the lesson. Discover the purpose of a situation. Trust that you are learning. Okay, find the lesson. So whatever that we are moving through, we're learning something about ourselves. We're finding a lesson in the things? Perhaps it has one, Alice ventured to remark. Tut tut, child, said the Duchess. Everything's got a moral, if only you can find it. Alice is struggling to find any meaning in what is taking place in Wonderland, particularly when she is at the court of the Queen of Hearts. She is puzzled, confused, and feels very much like complaining. The truth is, there is a lot for you and Alice to complain about. People are not cooperating with each other. There is a great deal of disorganization and chaos. People are quarreling and not getting along. The vital nature of what is taking place can make you feel like there is no sense to any of this at all. But as the Duchess points out, everything has a moral, or rather, everything has a lesson within it. And this is the struggle for you right now. Rather than focusing yourself to find the lesson, the better approach is to trust there is a lesson. Trust that you are learning and that this experience will come to be valuable in time. It is a very strange and trying place to find yourself in. So be patient with yourself. Understand that it is natural to feel frustrated, impatient, and confused, but trust. Trust there is a reason for this. In time, you will come to know the purpose of this bizarre, topsy-turvy, and very trying time. So the reversal, so the deviation for this is upheaval, quarrelsome people, disputes, confusion, uncertainty about the purpose of a situation, feeling frustrated and ready to complain. Let it go to the universe. Ask the universe for clarity and trust that time will bring an understanding of the lessons this uncomfortable adventure is teaching you. So that is definitely a card in reference to this Mars conjunct this full moon. Full moons are already intense, and just adding Mars makes it more intense. So just really understand and be mindful of the heightened intensity of emotions during this time. And if you are interested in working with me, supporting me in any way, the smallest thing is you could hit the like button. If you're not subscribed to my channel, subscribe. If you're new to my channel, welcome. And you could leave a comment below. You can share with your friends and family if you think that this video would be helpful for whatever they're going through. And if you would like to book a personalized reading with me, where I pull up your natal birth chart and I walk you through different transits or just your birth chart in itself. If you've never had a natal birth chart reading, you can head over to my website at www.lucidlivingmovement.com, and you can click on the astrology tab and it will just list all the readings that I have and what they are and how much they are. So if you're interested in life coaching with the astrology as a base that I use, I have a degree in psychology, and so I use both, and it makes me really insightful into who you are in your soul's DNA and what you're here to learn and help you navigate maybe the things that are happening in your life, but also finding your true calling, where then we can get into the accountability partner, where I am giving you homework, things to do to really reach your goals. So if you're looking for that, I also do that. So you can head over to my website and click on coaching. And I will see you on the next video. Thanks for joining. Peace out, your Lucid Living Coach.